see. Happy 2025. Hopefully you're ringing in the new year wonderfully. Let's go ahead and jump into it because with the new year comes a lot of news. And in the short term, it's not looking too hot. As you can see today, mortgage-backed securities taking a little bit of a plunge. Red and down is bad. And as you can see, we've had a little bit of a bad streak coming. The big news that happened today, this morning, was the JOLTS Job Opening Report. This was revised for the month of November, actually revised upward. And oddly enough, better job market means worse interest rates. So that's why we are saying mortgage-backed securities dip down, aka mortgage interest rates will go up. And where are we currently sitting? 6.91%. We expect this number to rise. That's not good. It's not what we want. And do keep in mind, this is a 30-year fixed rate mortgage with 20% down. Doesn't matter what credit score on this average. And keep in mind, this also includes discount points. So it's not 6.91% and then you buy down the rate. This is if you buy down the rate, 6.91% on average for every individual. Your results may vary. The 15-year 6.13, above 6%, not where we want it, but still, if it's in your cards and the affordability is there, this could be a great way to tamp down out of inflation for a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about where rates are headed in the short term. Today we had the JOLTS report. Revised jobs went up, not great news. That's why we're seeing a dip. But today we are going to have a 10-year note auction as well. The demand for this could impact mortgage rates, as well as tomorrow, the 30-year note auction, same exact thing. Do keep in mind these note auctions, the 10 and the 30-year, are long-term investments, and they directly compete with mortgage-backed securities, which is a long-term investment. Most people do a 15-year fixed rate mortgage or a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. That's a long-term investment. So if the note auctions do well, that bodes negatively for mortgage-backed securities, and vice versa. If the note does poorly, well, mortgage-backed securities will do better. And then on Friday, we have the BLS Jobs Report. This is going to show an unemployment rate. Hopefully, it's higher than 4.2%. That would do well for mortgage rates, but it is expected to stay around 4.2%, which could negatively impact mortgage rates, raising them up. So for this week, we really do expect higher rates. That 6.91, we might be hitting sevens, even with buy downs. So keep that in mind. If you have questions from clients, refer back to this video. Give us a call if you have any questions on it. But let's talk about 2025 as a whole. Is it all bad? Are we going to see bad things the whole year? Well, hopefully not. A survey was sent out to all the sitting Federal Reserve Board members, 19 of them total to be exact, and with that we have 10 of them thinking we're going to see 3.875 for the federal funds rate. This isn't 3.875 on the mortgage rate, it's just the federal funds rate, which is the overnight lending rate for bank to bank. So that's a 2 rate cut portion for 2025. 10 of them think that. But MBS Highway, Mortgage-Backed Securities Highway, they're kind of a news group, and they forecast it to be a little bit lower. Their rationale is that the Fed is right now a little bit too restrictive because the neutral rate is in fact lower than where we currently sit. What is the neutral rate? Well, this is the rate that the Federal Reserve dictates as neither affecting inflation nor deflation. How do they calculate that? Well, they take the core personal consumption expenditures, which is currently sitting at 2.8%. This is raw inflation. You go to the store, you buy toilet paper, you buy eggs, it's 2.8% higher than it was last month. Then they take R star, which is their neutral rate that has to exist in order for inflation to be canceled out. And John Williams, the New York Fed president, thinks it to be around 3.25%, which means the neutral federal funds rate should be 3.55%, should be. Right now we're at 4.375, and the reason being is that inflation is being battled. It's up and down, and there are a lot of different things. It's not existing in a vacuum. So we are 0.825% above the neutral federal funds rate. If we can get a handle on inflation at some point this year, we should hope to get nearly a full percentage point drop in the federal funds rate, which hopefully translates to a full percentage point drop in the mortgage market. Do keep in mind, 4.375 is the current federal funds rate. That is not the current mortgage interest rate. So hopefully this year in 2025, at the very least, we're going to be sitting down with 2 rate cuts. That's about 0.5% and hopefully it comes over to the mortgage market. Most people think that we're going to sit in the high fives at the end of 2025. Anyone's guess at this point, but the most important thing to realize is that you date the rate, you marry the house. If you're looking at that house, houses just keep going up and up and up in value, while mortgage rates are anyone's guess. If you find that house, it's time to buy it. If you can afford it, get in it. Date the rate, marry the house, refinance later. We'll see you on the other side. Thank you so much for tuning into this mortgage update. And if you have any questions, as always, reach out to us. We'd be glad to serve you. Take care.